But I think one of the most important portions of this reform bill, and again, it's a reform bill, it's not a repeal bill, is what we do in regard to data. America has recently learned that the NSA is collecting phone data and information on them and keeping it. Now, Americans have said, listen, I'm okay with AT&T or Verizon, whoever my phone company is, that they have my records. But the American people have never given the American government permission to take their phone records. And when they heard about it, they were outraged. They were outraged. And I know that my friends across the aisle are supportive of this expansive NSA. They're supportive of a big government taking information on Americans. But most Americans say no. We don't want that kind of relationship between the American citizenry and our government. And just like the NSA, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is collecting financial data on the American citizenry. They're collecting information on almost 1 billion credit cards. I'll say it again. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is collecting data and information on almost 1 billion credit cards. And I would ask, do you think they've asked permission of the American people to take their financial data? Absolutely not. All we ask for in this reform bill is, if you want to take America's financial information and you say that you're here to protect the American citizenry, well, why don't you ask them? Ask if you can take it. Because I guarantee I know what they're going to say. They're going to say, no way. I'm okay with my bank having this information, my credit union having this information, but I'll be darned if I want some agency that says they're here to protect me collecting my financial information and my financial records. It's one thing to know how people.
The gentleman's time has expired.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to give the gentleman 4 additional minutes.
The gentleman may continue.
Collecting information from the American people on their phone records is one thing. Knowing who you call and when you call them. It is something far different, Mr. Speaker, when you see how they spend, where they spend, when they spend. You want to know about America? Take their financial records. And so all we say in this reform package is, give them a choice. If you're here to protect them, ask them and say, we want to take your financial data and information. Are you okay with that? If you're here to protect the consumer, why wouldn't you ask them? We require the CFPB to make that ask. And there's an important reason behind it. Because as many folks in this body understand, that in politics, you can get a good representation of the whole by sampling data, taking a small segment of the whole and getting a representation of the whole body. And that's what the CFPB could do if they wanted good market data on how things are working. Because I do think they need data. They need information. But that's not what they're doing. They're not sampling. They're taking almost 1 billion credit cards and the information from those. And, Mr. Speaker, they don't keep that information for a month. They don't want to keep it for a year. They want to keep your financial data for over 10 years. They want to keep your financial data for over 10 years. This is unacceptable. And for my colleagues across the aisle to say that the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is only protecting consumers and there's no need for reform is a misstatement. There is plenty of room for reform in a very powerful, very unaccountable agency that's accessing financial information from Americans in a way that they would find unacceptable. And so, as we debate this rule, I hope that my friends across the aisle will see the pure-hearted spirit and effort that has been made to actually make the CFPB more effective and more accountable to the consumer.